Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is Championship Saturday lunchtime action. We got Huddersfield trying to get themselves up and away from the relegation zone. Up the other end of the table, can Leeds United go 10 wins in a row? Welcome to the watch along. It's Huddersfield versus Leeds. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome along. Your Saturday EFL fix starts right now with the 12:30 game in the Championships. Huddersfield versus Leeds. We are about 14 minutes from kickoff. We'll do our normal pre-match build-up, and we are going to enjoy the entire next couple of hours of football here, where we find out if Leeds can go 10 wins in a row, or will Huddersfield's decent form and new manager Andre Brighton-Writer continue. Let's say some hellos in the comments to Jay and Billy and Dave and Lee and Ewan. Anybody else I can see in there? Lenny, welcome. Led Zepp, Damster Day, welcome everybody. Thank you to all of those guys as well with the little symbol by their name. Thank you to those guys for joining up. Welcome to Mr. Tom in the chat as well. Very pleased to see you all. Shall we just have a quick look at what's going to be going on in the Championship today? Obviously, we covered the game last night between West Brom and Coventry. Ended West Brom 2, Coventry 1. We've got two early kickoffs here today. This one, Huddersfield Leeds. We've got Bristol City Cardiff. Elsewhere on the card, Birmingham Saints, Leicester QPR, Millwall Watford, Norwich Sunderland, Plymouth Ipswich, Preston Hull. It's Rotherham Wednesday, Stoke Borough, and Swansea versus Blackburn. Before we get into the team news, let me give my normal shout out to Match Bingo, because I'm going to be playing along today. And the big news from Match Bingo yesterday, which we were talking about a lot, is that the jackpot not only goes to one person now, a second jackpot goes in the same amount and is shared by anybody else who completes their card. So what I'm going to do for you right now, I'm going to purchase my card here for £2 English, Huddersfield versus Leeds. View cards. And there we go. I've also got, look down there, Luton versus Villa. You can play that for free on Match Bingo. You can also play bingos at 3 p.m. for 3 as well. There is my Huddersfield v Leeds card. So I look forward to playing along that. Remember, double jackpot chance now over on Match Bingo. Get involved. Head to the app. And, of course, let them know we sent you by clicking on that there QR code. Pause your phone right now and it'll send you over. Please, for God's sake, play responsibly. Let's have a look, guys, at some team news. As always, I go into this bit blind. I never look at the teams before we come on. Kind of makes it more fun, doesn't it? There we go for Huddersfield. That is Lee Nichols in goal. Back three, say foot mob of Pearson, Lees and Nakayama. Sorba Thomas is down the right. Brody Spencer, I'm not too familiar with. I don't think I've seen him play before. Down the left, I've seen Chris Hogg play a few times. He's in midfield with Kasumu and Rudoni. Up top, Delano Bergzog. And you can still find Danny Ward, and he scored 2 goals at Watford, I think, last week to help Huddersfield get a really good win over there. Leeds, as you can imagine, and we said this about West Brom last night, we're at the point in the season now where I think all managers, they know, given the choice, what the best 11 that they could stick out in any game actually is now. And I think you're going to see just a lot of, there's the first 11, just get them out on the pitch if at all possible. And I think we're probably there with Leeds here today. Apart from maybe Piri, but I don't know. Bad for bad. Anyway, Melier in goal. It's Gray and Firpo at fullback. Rodon and Ampadu at centre back. Groove and Kamara in central midfield, Nonto and Somerville wide, Ruta and Bamford. It looks just incredibly strong, doesn't it? And that's why, I guess, one of the big reasons why they've won 9 in a row. Huddersfield bench there: Radulovic, Karoma, Matos, Wiles, Diarra, Headley, Hellick. Hellick's got 8 goals from centre half, as you'll see on the ticker. The crawler down the bottom there. Maxwell as well is the sub keeper. For Leeds on the bench, and it's an embarrassment of riches, particularly in the front areas. We said all season, haven't we? James, Anthony, and Pirro can come in. Joseph, he scored twice at Chelsea in the week. Cresswell, Roberts, Cooper, Byram, Darlow makes up the bench for an incredibly strong looking Leeds United, going for a 10th win in a row. Get your comments in. Let's read a few of those quickly before we go to predictions. Adam, welcome to you. Have we said hello to everyone? There's Joe. Let's say a big hi there. Mind blown, welcome to you. We are all good. Thank you so much. Everyone asked about my family, and if they're okay, that's great. I really do appreciate that. Alex is in here. Can't believe I'm saying this, but come on, Leeds. Everyone's got their affiliation here, haven't they? Depending on what suits their team best. Math, welcome to you. Let's hope the Peacocks contain the Terriers with a gorgeous feathery display. Right, you know the score. You know what's coming. Well, the score is, I want to know the score. We need your predictions in via the chat, please. You've got 16 seconds. Help if you can put the teams in for me as well, so we don't just get a whole load of numbers. So I need your match predictions here for the final score. I can sense how I think this is going to go and what the thinking is going to be. Understandable with a 9-game winning streak involved in this game. But let me know your predictions. You've got 16 seconds. Get them in the comments. What did Noel Edmonds used to do on MTV? Now, although I can't click the button at the same time. Predictions, go. Just down in my coffee in that 16 seconds. Down in one. I must admit, it's a bit of a waste out. I let it go past the optimum temperature there. I only allow myself 3 coffees a day these days. One of them has got to be a decaf as well. Right, let's get some predictions in. I think you're going to be heavy on Leeds, aren't you? Sorry, let me stick my throat sweep in. Right, where are we starting here? 3-0 Leeds, 4-0 Leeds, 4-1 Leeds, 5-1 Leeds. Don't know what that means. Draw, 3-1 Leeds, 3-0 Leeds, 3-0 Leeds, 3-1 Huddersfield. There you go. There's one. 3-1 Leeds, draw, 1-1. Leeds 2-0, Leeds 3-1, Leeds 5-0, draw. Huddersfield 1-0. There's a few creeping in there. That'd be a hell of a win if Huddersfield could do it, wouldn't it? My God. Draw for James. Mason 3-0 Leeds. Lord Jay, member for 5 months. Outstanding. What that doesn't say there, Jay was also a Patreon back in the old days. I think maybe even before COVID as well, or during COVID. So really appreciate that. Jacob 3-0 Leeds, 3-1 Leeds. Dave. I'm just going to click through all of these. Obviously, we've got the odd Huddersfield call, but as you can imagine, there's Wales. Look at that. 0-0. As you can imagine, with Leeds on such a run, it stands to reason that most people are backing them to go 10 wins in a row. We've said it a few times. Burnley did it last year, didn't they? 10 on the bounce. Leicester did 9 earlier this season. Aston Villa in 2018-19, as Leeds fans will remember well, as Villa took the playoff crown at Wembley. They did 10 wins on the bounce. Can Leeds do it today? That record. Charlton Athletic, Alan Kirbishley, Andy Hunt scoring all the goals for them in 1999-2000. They won 12 in a row in the second tier in the Premier League post 1992 era. So Leeds, a few more wins, or specifically the next 3 wins, and they are level with a sort of post-Premier League winning streak record, potentially. And all of that means the table looks like that. Leeds in second place there, but with a level on points with Ipswich with a vastly superior goal difference to be honest, Ipswich have scored more than Leeds, which is fairly incredible, given you'd expect Leeds to be top scorers in the league. That's actually Leicester, isn't it? If you look a bit further up with 70, just given Leeds strikers. But Leeds' defence is a lot better than Ipswich's if you judge it purely on goals conceded. And a 14-goal swing that's not going to be changing between now and the end of the season with 12 games to go, is it? But Leeds, well, we'll have a look. If Leeds win this one, they're 3 points behind Leicester. Leicester at home to QPR today, as you can see. Ipswich head off to Plymouth. Southampton head off to Birmingham. Leicester will be quite pleased with the fixtures today. They're the only side playing at home. And even though all the three teams chasing them are away from home at teams sort of lower down in the table, Plymouth, they're 15th, as you can see, facing Ipswich. Huddersfield, 19th. QPR, 21st. Sorry, they face Leicester, don't they? I'm talking Birmingham, 18th. It's the Championship, isn't it? There's no easy peasy away win, is there? Guys, we'll do some more comments before we get into this one. But first of all, if we can do a like spike before we start, that would be absolutely fantastic. I can see there's loads of you watching on the stream already. And we've already reached 31 likes. I wonder if you can take us up towards 50. I'm going to hit the stinger, and then you've got 9 seconds to all hit the like button and see if you can take us towards 50 likes on this stream. Really helps us out. Here comes our pre-game like spike. Right, last plug for Match Bingo before we get to the game. You can't play for free on this one. £2 on the main stream there to play Huddersfield Leeds. You can play for free tonight. Luton, Aston Villa. And you can play the Bingals game for free as well today at 3 p.m. The normal routine there. Right, players in the tunnel. There is Chris Hogg, ready to lead Huddersfield out. I can see Ampadu there for Leeds. I'm not sure if he is the captain at the front there, but we are just about ready to see the players come out of the tunnel. Let's say thank you for the likes first. How many did we get? I'm just going to hit refresh here as the players head out. I assume it's raining in Huddersfield. It's Huddersfield, for God's sake, isn't it? 57 likes. Thank you so much, guys. Really do appreciate your support. Let's read some comments. Anyone saying anything sensible that I want to read? Yeah, dearly departed sponsor, back in the day. Lovely stuff. We want goals. We really want goals, don't we? What else have we got here? The Terriers versus the Whites. It is on. Matty, harder game, said 3-2 Leeds. I don't know a great deal about the new Huddersfield manager. First time I'm going to have seen his side play across 90 minutes today. So looking forward to seeing that. Adam, hope Rovers win after the loss at Newcastle in the FA Cup. Afternoon, Marlon. Thanks to everybody who's joined. If you hit join below, you get early access to all my tribal columns. You get to join our WhatsApp group, and you can join our round table debates each and every month. 14-goal swing reminds me, oh God, that was insane, wasn't it? I think that was a 6-goal swing, Alex, it was a 6-point swing. And I think a 4-goal swing or a 5-goal swing or something like that within the last 30 minutes of the season or something ludicrous like that. Lee, thank you so much indeed. 1.99 on the super chat. Lee actually super chatted yesterday as well, so very kind. Thank you very much, Lee. There is Andre Brighton Writer. Again, I'm not familiar with his work, but I'm going to learn about it. Although in the Championship, you have to learn quickly, the rate that managers come and go. And I think we're all just about ready to go. If you haven't got your Match Bingo card, you've got probably about a minute to get it sorted. Threat from crosses, say Sky Sports. Sorbert Thomas, who was a brilliant influence when Huddersfield got to the playoffs, didn't they? He and who's the lad on loan from Norwich? Sinani, absolutely incredible on the set plays, weren't they? Right, let's put this up on the screen. Let's make it Huddersfield 0, Leeds 0. Leeds going for a 10th straight victory. Huddersfield just looking to, I think they've won 3 out of 5, Huddersfield. They're just looking to pull a little bit further away. Remember, it is a big rising tide, isn't it, down in the sort of bottom 8 of the table. It's only really Stoke trending down and Rotherham kind of static at the bottom. Everyone else has made managerial changes, and a lot of people are very worried about Sheffield Wednesday and QPR and their improved form of late. Right. Daniel Farker looks as calm as ever. So does Andre Brighton Writer, who are all, it's an all German clash here. Brighton Writer's German. If he's not, he sounds it. Right. I think we are all good to go. It's Huddersfield versus Leeds in the Saturday lunchtime EFL Championship early kickoff, and we are off. Leeds immediately into comfortable possession in the back four. I think you can almost see already Huddersfield might be happy to just sit off and not allow Leeds to try and play through them right from the back. Take the throw in quickly, though. Toss down the line looking for Sorba Thomas. And they've won another one over on the right wing, another throw in for Huddersfield. Keep your comments coming in. Paul, Leeds front four to get a goal apiece today. Wow. If you said get a goal involvement apiece, that's happened, I think, probably several times, the Leeds front four. They've been sensational, haven't they? Goal kick taken short. Meslier, who I think Jay said, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Ilan Meslier, the Leeds keeper. Rudoni. Hogg. Leeds fans appeal for the throw-in over on the right-hand side there. And they have indeed won that. And Firpo throws it in, and Leeds will have another chance to build from the back. Out it goes to Archie Gray, who's done a fine turn at right back. He's almost wasted at right back, isn't he? Central midfielder. So many footballers' birthdays today. Get them in the chat. Let us know. Ampadu. Back to Meslier. Rodon. Gray. Closed down by Bergzog. You can see how Huddersfield are set up defensively. That they've got a very cogent plan for when Leeds are trying to play out from the back and who's going to be allowed the ball and who's not. And Brighton Writer waving and cajoling that already from the sidelines. But Leeds have played over the halfway line here now to Gray. But they are super patient. Ampadu, Firpo. Thomas gets a foot in. That's going to be a Leeds throw. 2 minutes 45 gone. Nothing's happened, frankly, so far. Huddersfield look determined to really make it hard for Leeds to play through, but easier said than done for the last 9 teams that Leeds have faced in the Championship. 9 wins in a row, and here comes Gray. They play through them for the first time now. Gray down the right-hand side. Knocked into Ruta. Ruta plays it through Nonto. Kamara, huge chance. Blocked. Oh, big save. It was Somerville. It should have been 1-0 to Leeds. And we talked about the Huddersfield defensive shape. They got carved wide open there. And Leeds really should be in front there, shouldn't they? We'll see a replay of that. But I think there are about 3 openings where you're thinking, goal, goal. Fair play, Leeds. They go for the extra pass and try and make it a tap-in. But if that's going to be the ease with which they're going to cut through Huddersfield today, then this could be a long day for the poor old Terriers, couldn't it? Here's Grove. Kamara. I'm still waiting for Sky to give us a replay on that one. Ampadu, Firpo, Grove, Kamara, Grove. Leeds dominating the ball here. Ampadu knocks it back. Melier. Sky still waiting for a break in play to give us a replay here. Although Leeds just holding the ball at the back. Melier into Somerville, who's come short. Firpo down the line, deflects, and Huddersfield finally get the foot on the ball. And here comes Thomas. Thomas down the right, tries to put the cross in, deflects to Rodoni. Rodoni knocks that in towards Ward. Too much on it. Rodon holds his hands up and says, come and get that, keeper. Saw Huddersfield in person a few weeks ago, gave Saints a right game, taking an attacking approach. Yeah, and they were away from home for that one as well, and they're home today. Brighton Wrighter was an attacker in his days. Interesting. I know naff all about him, I have to say. Harry Redknapp birthday today. We'd rather him getting up another point this season, you and hope so. That'd be brutal if they kept on a losing streak, wouldn't it? Happy birthday to it. Don't call him a wheeler dealer. Nice one. Thanks for signing up on Match Bingo. Really do appreciate your support for me and your support for our sponsors like Match Bingo and Beer 52 that we'll talk about in a little bit. Spencer. Snuck forward into the channel, and Huddersfield not really looking after the ball very well. Right, here comes that Leeds chance. So they completely get suckered in when Nonto comes short. Gray gets ahead. Nonto then makes the third man run. Ruta slides it through. Kamara, you think, just hit the shot. It's a bad miss by Somerville, a player of his quality. Just scuffs it. To be fair to Somerville, it's a little bit behind him, isn't it, from Kamara, the pass, but that should have been 1-0 to Leeds, shouldn't it? A big, big early chance. So the Peacocks, pretty in pink today, Leeds in their away shirt. And they look like they've started this one really well, don't they? Here's Gray. Again, down the right-hand side. Gray onto Nonto. Nonto goes down. I think he wanted a foul. Didn't look like there was anything in it, did it? Huddersfield managed to switch the play. Thomas has got Spencer ahead of him, who's not, as we suggested before the game, playing down the left-hand side. He's very much playing down the right-hand side, isn't he? So we'll just fix that team shape. So I think it might well be a back four, mightn't it, then, in that case? And is it a 4-3-3 possibly? Bergzog's kind of hanging out to the left side of the attack. They look like they've got a very deliberate defensive setup, don't they, Huddersfield? But as I said, easier said than done to stop Leeds. Everyone knows the threats. Everyone knows what's coming. But everyone knew what all the great players and the great teams were going to do, didn't they? Stopping them proves a different matter. Ruter. It's fouled surely by Kasumu, who does what so many football players do and points to the ball and says, I got it. And we all know that doesn't matter, does it? You can foul someone and touch the ball. Doesn't expunge the foul from the existence in humanity. Dave Kasumu. Am I right in saying he used to get loads of yellow cards for MK? Is that right, Kasumu? Can't quite remember. Free kick then to Leeds. Knocked into the back four. Comfortable start by Leeds in this one. Played the channel there, trying to get Somerville away. Just slid into the crowd and out for a throw-in. Taken quickly. Firpo, Grove, Gray. And Leeds just trying to pull Huddersfield into their defensive shape where they will attempt to play through. 9 gone. Leeds dominating the ball, 79% possession. Already got 0.41 on the XG, says my... in fact, we just got a stat from Sky that says 82. So that's gone up since FootMob updated itself. And yeah, as I said, 0.41 already, a big chance early in this game for Cree Somerville. Bristol City 0, Cardiff 0 thus far over in the other early kickoff today. There's my match bingo card, by the way. 3 up already. Reasonable start. I'll take it. Remember, you're not out of the game once the jackpot goes anymore on match bingo. Oh, here come Leeds again down the left now. Somerville's got in behind. Somerville into the box. Can he make the cut back? It's gone loose. Firpo nearly gets there and Somerville fouls. I think it's Pearson in there, but Leeds look so dangerous, don't they? Caught up the pitch again, exactly the same way that Gray got in behind Somerville does. Nearly went loose. And he just drew the foul there on Matty Pearson, or rather Matty Pearson drew the foul from Somerville. You know what I was saying. Very poor finish from us last night. Callum, team selection was not good, which Robbins admitted. Huge chance on Tuesday to get back on. Who have you got on Tuesday, Callum? Let me know. Are Huddersfield defending shape or man for man? It looks like shape to me, Marlon. Thomas into the front. Nice little flick off. Rudoni edge of the box. Rudoni hits the shot. Good save by Meslier. And for all of the Leeds dominance so far, that could have flown in the top corner, couldn't it? Rudoni's had a really good run this season, hasn't he? It's a really good strike there, isn't it? Good save by Meslier. Well played by both players there. Surprised he managed to get the shot through past Archie Gray. It's a corner to Huddersfield. Sorba Thomas, one of the best set play guys in the Championship. In comes the cross from Thomas, and it's a chance on the near post. Good save again from Meslier, and Huddersfield really could have taken the lead in this last 90 seconds. Like I say, despite Leeds being really dominant so far, Jack Rudoni with 2 chances. That might have even been the more difficult moment for Meslier, who punches away again. Really good corner into the near post by Sorba Thomas, and Rudoni just flicks at it. And it's a good save by Meslier. 2 good saves within the sort of 90-second period there. Pat Bamford goes down, no foul given, and Huddersfield really got the bit between their teeth for the last 2 minutes, haven't they? Here's Thomas again coming down the left-hand side. He's going to want to get this on his right foot, isn't he? Kamara knows that, showing him his left. Thomas does get the right foot across in the end. Goes over everyone's head, and be interested to see that save from Meslier. Oh, it's a brilliant save, isn't it? He's unlucky, Rudoni. He can't do a lot else with that. Gets in front of Bamford. Great flick. It's a really good bit of goalkeeping there, isn't it? Melia's just kept Leeds in it there, hasn't he? 2 saves. The second one's better than the first, isn't it? The first one was decent, but excellent work from Ilan Meslier. Kassu moves down. The aforementioned Meslier invites him to get up. You can see what he thinks of that. They're up for it, Huddersfield. Come on, Town. Yeah, Rotherham for Coventry on Tuesday. I tell you, Rotherham were very unlucky to lose to Ipswich, I have to say. Don't assume it's a guaranteed 3 points. Lovely shot. I assume you mean in the, well, probably both from Rudoni, but the one from the edge of the box was excellent, wasn't it, with the left foot? Just fading away towards the corner there. I thought Gray was going to block it, to be honest, but he still got the shot through. Here's Somerville down the right-hand side. Temporary little swap. Somerville feeds it in. Nonto cuts back. Oh, another huge chance. No, the offside flag is up. Bamford hit the shot there. That would have been a massive chance if the flag hadn't have gone up. It was Somerville sort of drifting. Yeah, Nonto just ran offside, didn't it? It's a good decision by the linesman who waits for the cross to be played in. And Nonto was rightly flagged offside. Huddersfield 0, Leeds 0. Good game this. Leeds looked pretty scary good for the first 10 minutes, but then Huddersfield had forced 2 good saves from Ilan Melier. And here's a great run down the right-hand side here. That's superb bit of play there by Bergsog. Took 2 on and won a corner. Excellent bit of sort of dribbling there. And this is an excellent game, isn't it? Really entertaining start. Both sides contributing. And we've got another Huddersfield set play. Chris Hogg is just organising where everyone is going to go. And Leeds looking very zonal in the box there. Nakayama's having a talking to with the ref today, who is it today? Let me have a look. I don't recognise him, which is never, ever a bad thing, is it? Referee Kitchen, who we've definitely had before, haven't we? Corner then. Huddersfield. In it comes from Thomas. The flick on the near post, volleyed goalwards by Ward and blocked out. Huddersfield do look dangerous from these set pieces, don't they? Who'd the flick come off on the near post? I think it was Bamford, wasn't it? And the volley just deflects out and wide. I think off Archie Gray. You've got to be careful for the handball there, don't you? 16 up on the clock. Another corner for Huddersfield, which Sorba Thomas is going to take. In it comes right-footed. Big header out by Ruter. Edge of the box is Kasumu. Tried to control it and hit the shot. His first touch wasn't great. And here they come. Leeds flying on the counter. 3-on-3. Big tackle at the back there. Excellent defending. I think, was it Spencer? I think it got back. Does really, really well to just stand up to Somerville. Else Leeds were flying through on goal with 3-on-3 there. Just a really entertaining game, this one so far. Really good watch. 0-0. There could have been a fair few goals already, I have to say. Leeds making a big chance with Kamara. Rudoni forcing a couple of good saves from Melier as well. Both sides really going for it as well, which is tremendous to see. $17 on the clock. Free kick to Leeds, which Growth takes short to Rodon. Ampadu getting a bit more aggressive with the pressing now. Huddersfield. Ruter. Who's got a touch of the Steve Claridge's about him when he dribbles, hasn't he? You think he hasn't got that under control, and he has, and he's much stronger than he looks as well, isn't he? I was going to say, good player, Ruter. Should be for 35 million euros in the Championship, shouldn't he? Action areas first half. So only 10% in the Huddersfield final third, which does read well for that Huddersfield team shape. But what I will say is every time they've been in that 10%, Leeds have looked pretty dangerous, haven't they? I think we'd all admit. Rodon, Bamford. Nice turn. Ruter tries to feed it through to Nonto. Nonto and Somerville do look like they've swapped sides, don't they? Farker and Leeds will keep the defenders guessing for Huddersfield. The wingers switch in throughout the game. Ampadu. Rodon knocks it long. Well held by Bamford. Fed back through to Bamford, and he's got Gray over down the right-hand side again. Gray sticks it in low. Bamford tries to dummy it, I think, and Huddersfield make the clearance out as far as Thomas. Thomas tries to knock that out to Spencer, I think. Just overcooked that one, but the play's been stopped. Both Nakayama and Somerville are down. The yellow card has come out, I think. Did it come out for Chris Hogg? Let's have a look. Yeah, Hogg just left one on Somerville there. Somerville actually ended up taking Nakayama down, but as he was falling. Not the best tackle that by Chris Hogg. I think he knew what he was doing there, didn't he? Hogg goes into the book. That gives me a chance to talk to you while we're stopped about Beer 52. You'll see ticking along down there. My friends at Beer 52 are offering you a free case of 8 new and exclusive beers from across the world. Simply go to beer52.com/bloom, beer52.com/bloom. You can get all of that for free. You just need to cover the $5.95 postage. Beautiful stuff here from all around the world. There you go. Carlos Worldwide New Zealand Pilsner is one of them indeed. You get some bar snacks as well. Free magazine in there too. As I say, that is free. You just need to cover the postage, which is $5.95, and your code. One more time, Somerville's getting up gingerly. Hope he's not hurt. The code www.beer52.com/bloom. Get all of that for free. Just have to cover the £5.95 postage. And thank you for supporting me and for supporting our sponsors. Huddersfield 0, Leeds 0. We're just seeing if Somerville is okay. I must admit, he did just get clattered by Chris Hogg. Conversation going on between Daniel Farker and the fourth official. I assume Somerville's okay. There's no one getting prepped on the Leeds bench. He's just jogging that off. Nakayama is doing the same. Although Somerville didn't foul Nakayama. He fell into him after being fouled himself. And it's going to be a bounce ball for Leeds. Should be uncontested. 10 versus 10 at the moment. And I think Nakayama and Somerville are both back in, and Leeds have the ball. That'll be a bit of stoppage time going on. Don't be surprised if we get probably 5 minutes of stoppage time as things stand at half time after that particular hold up. And Gruev has turned it over. He normally looks after the ball really well there. A rare wayward pass from the Bulgarian. And Nichols is going to take the goal kick. Lee Nichols was in the championship team of the season, wasn't he, when Huddersfield finished third in the table, got all the way to the playoff finals. Horrible kick by Nichols, though. Gets a bit lucky. Rudoni helps it on forward. And Huddersfield give up possession pretty easily there, don't they? Huddersfield 0, Leeds 0. It's Bristol City 0, Cardiff 0 over at Ashton Gate in the... Someone correct me. Is it the M4 derby or the seven-side derby? I don't know. People get very prickly about these things. It is a derby. It isn't a derby. You have to call it this. Who cares, honestly? Nakayama is actually sitting down again. The sheer irony of being injured by one of your team, fouling one of the opponents, and that player falling onto you is not lost probably on Andre Brightonwriter. It was Jonathan Hogg smashed into Cree Somerville, who fell into Nakayama. And Nakayama's done, I think. I think Michael Hellick, 8-goal Michael Hellick. The centre half is Huddersfield's top scorer, as you can see on the crawler down the bottom. But he's going to be coming into this game. Massive threat from set play. But you would think, defensively, if he was top guy there, he'd have been selected to start the game. (24:30) on the clock. Keep your comments coming in. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's do a roll call. Just type in the name of the team you support. If you do anything more or anything less than that, I won't read it. Just interested in knowing who's represented here. Don't have to be clever. Just literally type the name of the team you support and we'll try and give everybody a shout out. That is just the name of the team you support. You've got 15 seconds to do it and we'll shout out everyone's team while we've got this stoppage. It is roll call time in the chat. Type the name and just the name of the team you support. So Nakayama is going out and Hellick is coming in. Let's give a shout out to some of your teams here. Here we go. Right. Jace, Ipswich. Cherries, understandably, for AFCB Fan TV. Matty, Birmingham. Pope, Wednesday. Louis, Southampton. Marlon, Southampton. 2 in a row. 2 leads in a row there. Joe and Victor. Ebbsfleet for Tom. Mr. Diamond, Ipswich. Lee. Coventry, Stu, Leeds, Minds Blown, QPR, Perth Blue, Ipswich, Forest. Let's just read them all out. Sorry if you're not getting a name check here. Leeds, Liverpool, Leeds, Millwall, Leeds, Ipswich, Leeds. Every other one's Leeds. Palmeiras. There we go. Brazil. Tarquiso, Ipswich, Blackburn, Spurs. I love it. I always love the great mix of teams we have represented here on the channel. It's great. And I love to see everybody sort of debating in a civil way together, which doesn't always happen on the internet. It rarely happens on the internet, but that's what we try and foster here in the chat on the Benjamin Bloom channel. The most self-aware live chat in all of YouTube, I promise. So Hellick is in for Nakayama, and he's just sprinted forward and booted his first touch into the stand, clearing the throw-in. He enjoyed that one. Another long throw-in by Ampadu up the line. Fun and games immediately with Bamford and Hellick. Could be a fun battle, that one, couldn't it? Ampadu. Meslier. Ampadu gives the instruction to Ilham Meslier. No, don't play it back to me. Bad idea, that, because Meslier tries to ping it all the way over onto the right wing, and he doesn't look very happy with Ampadu, actually, the Leeds keeper, does he? Because he went straight out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Brodie Spencer, isn't it? The left wing-back for Huddersfield Town. Hellick bumps that one forward. Miscontrolled by Ward. It would have been a difficult one to take. And knocked forward into the channel. And Bamford's picked that up. Bamford turns back inside. Nicely played by the England man, Kamara. Rodon. Cruyff. Good press by Huddersfield. Manager will be pleased with that one. They had to turn it back into the keeper. A few more shouts here. I think we had them all. There we go. Leeds. Huddersfield. Leeds. Here is Ruter going down the right with Spencer. Ruter, who's a nightmare to mark, isn't he? unpredictable, but in a good way with his dribbling and where he's taking the ball each and every time he gets it. Turned over to Rudoni, who slides that down the line. That's a dreadful pass by Rudoni. Bergzog's going to be really disappointed with that. It's an easy, he apologises, yeah, easy little sort of few metres past that, and he just over hit it. Tom, sorry I'm late. Had to go for a walk and clear my head after Ellis Sims' latest disaster class last night. Oh dear, Tom. Yeah, big miss in the first half by Ellis Sims at, I think it was 0-0, wasn't it? I'm going to say at 0-0. Sorry if I'm wrong about that. But yeah, expensive striker. Not quite got there yet for Coventry as they went under 2-1 to West Brom in a big playoff chaser head-to-head. Another injury now. Kamara's down and Kasumu's down. They're waving for the stretcher, actually. I wonder if Huddersfield are going to have to make a second substitution. No, he's done. He says that to the bench. So Kasumu's going to come out from my understanding of footballer sign language. And Huddersfield need to find themselves a central midfielder. I can see Ben Wiles on the bench. Might be the obvious choice there. Andre Brighton-Writer, I'm sure we'll have a plan for this eventuality. But it looks like poor old Huddersfield going to have to make 2 substitutions within the first 30 minutes. Daniel Farker is still chuntering away to the 4th official, who seems only too eager to talk to him. As Sky, very adequately there, do my bidding for me, and I'll plug in the live game between Ipswich and Bristol City, which I will be covering on Tuesday night here on the channel. Looking forward to that. Sims will be a force next season. You would hope so, Lee. You would hope so. And what about Gyökeres in Portugal? I'm sure you're, Lee, I think you're in the WhatsApp group, aren't you? Someone shared his numbers in the WhatsApp group for us. A stunning season being had by Victor Gyökeres. Friday night as well, Sheffield Wednesday versus Leeds and Cardiff versus Ipswich. I reckon we're going to cover all of them, certainly as many of them as we can manage. Really looking forward to and enjoying all these watch-alongs we are doing. Down the left wing comes Kamara. Interesting position for him to be in. Somerville knocks it back. Nonto on the edge of the box hits the shot. And they got a foot in there. I think it's Rudoni and Huddersfield get it clear. Rodon, Grove. Somerville's got a little bit of space ahead of him. Gets on his bike, knocks it down the line to Firpo. Easy one for Big Helic. Just steps in front. Knocks that one out of play for a Leeds United throw-in. Nonto slips past his man into the box. Nonto crosses it. And Helic in the way. Pearson leads. There you go. Cover all 3 of the centre halves to get it in the end. Nonto there really just flew into the box. Beat Helic so easily, didn't he? And Leeds just gets across and blocks that in front of Bamford. Match bingo going all right, guys. Going all right. Doing all right. Corner, Leeds. Easy header clear by Pearson. It's going to be a throw-in to Leeds United. Did Kasumu come back into the game? I think he did. I think I can see him now closing down on the edge of the box. He gave it one of them to the bench. I thought he was definitely coming out, but there you go. Over on the left again, Somerville. The game has stopped. Did Pearson sort of just jump into his man there? There's Nonto on the deck. Clumsy, if anything. Pearson's complaining. Let's have a look. I mean, his eyes are on the ball. He doesn't really jump into Nonto. Nonto does take the hit, doesn't he? But Interesting one there. Definitely 50-50 call. That one has just gone in Leeds' favour. Nonto is still down. It's been a real bruiser this first half, hasn't it? We're going to get a load of... I said a little while ago we're going to get 5 minutes stoppage time. It's going to be a bit more than that, isn't there? We had obviously Kasumu go down. We had Nakayama be substituted off. Frankly, after Hogg had clattered Somerville, we've now got Nonto down. I think Daniel Farker thinks his team are getting a bit of stiff treatment from Huddersfield. And of course, we don't expect teams down the bottom to just roll over and let Leeds pass the ball around them for 90 minutes and beat them easily. But there's also a line with the physicality, which we've got to make sure doesn't get crossed. Dan James is just having a look from the bench down the line at Willie Nonto, who's probably, hopefully for his sake, just winded. Dan James has just taken his coat off, but I assume he's just prepping himself. I don't think Nonto's coming out here. I think he'll continue, but that's just my hunch. I'm not there. I'm not a doctor. I'm just guessing. Nonto ambles to the sidelines. I think he's going to continue, isn't he? He's just holding some of his ribs there on the left-hand side. I reckon he'll continue after this free kick's taken. Somerville is going to swing in this free kick. Somerville. Oh, he got loose on the near post there. Firpo tried to flick it on. Didn't really get anything on it. And Huddersfield clear. Oh, big mistake. Here comes Sorba Thomas now. It's Thomas. 1v1 with Gray. Thomas comes towards the box. Thomas and Gray does really, really well. Kasumu was up with him. And the attack's still on, actually. Rudoni knocks that across. Bergzog drives into the box and knocked out by Ampadu. Massive counter-attack chance there. Kamara acknowledges the mistake. Just got caught. Well, he didn't get caught at all. He just sliced the pass. And Gray played that pretty well, didn't he? I think a mixture of that and Thomas just running out of steam there in terms of the counter-attack and the pace and his legs. But, yeah, well played, Gray. Corner to Huddersfield. Remember, big Hellick in now. Hogg just having a word with Nonto. Referee Kitchen just stops everything as we wait for the corner to come in. A bit of handbags with Nonto. Maybe still a bit upset about the tackle he got a minute ago. Nonto needs to calm down, else he's going to give away a penalty here. In comes the set play. Good punch by Melier. Thomas is going to get another go. Thomas, great ball back in. Great header out by Rodon. Kasumu comes in on the edge of the box, and that one looked a painful one. Kasumu gets the yellow card. He's a bit unlucky there, Kasumu, because he's genuinely trying to hit a shot there. He's obviously been booked for endangering the player. Just gets there a split second after Rodon and gets the yellow card. And there's no intent or anything. He's genuinely trying to have a shot there, and Rodon's just a little bit too quick for him. They used the magic spray to get him back on. I used the magic spray on my neck this morning, actually, Dave. Worked a charm, in fact. Mylot Cov will only have 4 3 p.m. games all season. Woof. Rudoni has been whistled for a foul. I suspect Huddersfield would quite like this to be a bit nasty and a bit aggressive. I think we all understand if it's a straight football match, Leeds, everyone knows we've got better players than most everyone else in the league, haven't they? So you've got to make it a bit of a fight, especially in the Yorkshire derby. So as long as it doesn't cross the line, like I said, we're all good. Gruev, Ampadu, Firpo, Somerville. Somerville hits the deck now. And the yellow card comes out for Pearson. It's becoming a thing now, this, isn't it? The aggression in this game. Oh, that's not a nice tackle, is it? Ouch. It's a yellow card, isn't it? Yeah. Mustn't overstep the mark here, Huddersfield. They're being aggressive. They've been punished for it as well. Double yellow card in the last few minutes. They've got to stay the right side of the line. If they get a red card, they'll get pulled to bits, won't they, by Leeds, you'd imagine. Free kick to Leeds United. 39 on the clock, but we're probably expecting 6 minutes or more stoppage time, given all the injury hold-ups we've had in this half. Ampadu knocks the free kick short to Somerville. The big lads are still in there, but I think Leeds are going to reset and just try and play through the normal way. Gray. Firpo. Gray. Ampadu. Somerville. Kamara over on the left wing. Somerville. Growth. Little knock inside. Nice ball that. Here's Bamford. Bamford tries to pierce it through and Huddersfield win it back. Ooh, I think Pat Bamford might be getting a yellow card now, will he? Really smashed Rudoni there. Nonto is really on the edge as well. He's a lot of mouth coming from Nonto at the moment. Interesting one. Very interesting the way this is playing out. I think Bamford's lucky not to get booked there. Fair enough if you bump somebody, but really shoves over. That's a yellow card, that, isn't it? They got away with one there, Bamford. And Rudoni furious with little Nonto. Just a bit of afters otherwise. Referee Kitchen's got to keep his head here. And both sets of players have got to keep their heads for sure. It's a real spiky game, this one. You've got to love it. Nichols, the Huddersfield keeper, goes long. Firpo heads down the line. Daniel Farker likes that. Throw in. Sorba Thomas. Do I think Leeds will make half-time substitutions? No, I don't, unless they've got knocks, Adam. Farker always likes to keep the flow of his selection, doesn't he? Oof. Don't half hold a high line, Huddersfield, which against this Leeds side is brave, isn't it? Ball's just ping-ponging about in central midfield. Groif knocks it to Ampadu, who's tried to knock a long ball in. Nice defensive header back, though, by Spencer, who looks decent, doesn't he? I think he's only 19, I read on FootMob. Has the full house gone yet on Match Bingo? No, it's a slow one on Match Bingo. Obviously, we've not had any goals yet, so the first line hasn't even gone. So we're all still in it. And remember, double jackpot chance now. First person to win the jackpot takes the jackpot prize. And then the same prize is then split with anybody else. And Nonto has just left one on Leeds there. He is really putting it about, little Nonto. He's probably the smallest player on the pitch, but he's certainly making up for it in attitude in this one, isn't he? Here is Gray. Hogg, Spencer, Kasumu, Groif pressing him. Kasumu plays that off Groif, and it's going to be a Huddersfield throw. Huddersfield 0, Leeds 0. Thrown down the line. Another throw for Huddersfield, which Rudoni throws quickly to Bergzog. And they've stopped that, and I don't know why they've stopped that. Did he take it from the wrong place? Yeah, referee Kitchen's just saying, further back, further back. Back you go. And Spencer is going to take this one. Up the Argyle, awful weather for today's game against Ipswich. It's awful weather around the country, isn't it? Thank God the pitches are what they are now. It's going to be a Leeds throw-in now, just turned over. Gray lobs it in and one back by Rudoni. Kasumu goes down. Nonto finally gets whistled for a foul. And Nonto's down on his hands and knees now. I don't know if he got hurt going into that tackle. Silly boy if he did. Nonto at the moment is a walking yellow card. I mean, he's equally capable of speeding up the other end and scoring a goal as well, but he's just hobbling across. And it's going to be a free kick. And Sorba Thomas, excellent set play deliverer. Is that the right word? I think it is. Swing this one in with the right foot. Sorba Thomas, former Boreham Wood player near where I used to live in London Colney. Whipped in. Oh, big chance. And the ball is in the back of the net. And the goal stands. And Michael Hellick has done it again. He is a goal machine from centre half. That is his 9th of the season. Hellick follows it in. And in the Yorkshire derby, Huddersfield take the lead. Huddersfield 1, Leeds United 0. Well, we just said repeatedly, haven't we? A, about Sorba Thomas's delivery, and B, Hellick's goal threat since he's come on. And exactly that. It's a great header on the near post. Who's that? Lees, I think? No, Ward. It's a great save by Meslier, actually. And they're just too slow following in there, Leeds. Brilliant save by Meslier. Quite how he kept the first chance out, I don't know. But Hellick following in as an easy finish. And we said Sorba Thomas set play, Hellick set play threat. He loves a set piece goal, and Huddersfield have the lead in stoppage time. By the way, it's going to be 9 minutes of first half stoppage time. I did think I saw in the background there, possibly Dan James getting into his shirt. So I don't know if there's still a big issue with Nonto hobbling around. And I suppose with 9 minutes of stoppage time, it's not just one where you say, oh, just hang on until half time. But here come Leeds looking for the immediate reply. Gray, Nonto back to Gray. Big tackle by Spencer. Corner. Sorry, Bergzog, excuse me. Corner. Leeds United. Spilled by Meslier. Hellick, 9 goals from centre back. Unbelievable, isn't it? Full credit to Huddersfield. They've handled them brilliantly. They've got game plan, Ross, haven't they? Somerville knocks the corner in. That's a foul, surely, by Ruter, as Pearson tries to jump underneath that. Yeah, and we said, haven't we, during the game, if it's an angry, spiky game decided by set plays, that's exactly how Huddersfield want it. If it's a calm, football match decided by basketball attacking, then that's exactly how Leeds are going to want to play that one. Mellier's really unlucky with the goal, isn't he? You'd hope one of his defenders would have been in to follow that one up and sweep it away. It's a brilliant save. But Hellick, who, just as you guys are saying in the chat, he's just got that sense, hasn't he, in the penalty box. I mean, he's a huge bloke, but he really was the most alert striker's instinct there to get on the end of that. And, you don't end up in the right place at the right time repeatedly and get 9 goals from centre-back by accident, do you? So, obviously something that he works on. Another yellow card, and the red card has come out. Wow. Jonathan Hogg, probably the most experienced player in the Huddersfield side, has been red carded. I'm going to need to see the replay. Hogg got booked initially, didn't he? It was him that clattered Somerville. And he's just received his second yellow card. Hogg is off. And we said Huddersfield need to keep their heads. The aggression can't go too far. Let's have a look here. The ball was high in the air. And I think he's been booked for elbowing Firpo. Let's have a look. I have to say, that looks a bit stiff, doesn't it? When I'm looking at elbows, I'm looking at the elbow to be swung. I don't think he swings his elbow. I think he puts his arm out. Yeah. I'll be interested in your takes on that one. That didn't look like a yellow card to me. Always looking for the elbow to swing there, aren't you? I think the law is striking a player with the elbow and he just sticks the arm out. I'm not so sure about that one. Not to say it hasn't been a spiky old game. But yeah, second yellow for Hogg. Not so sure that was a yellow card, but opinions allowed in the chat. Agree, disagree. Here comes Somerville. That now, even with the goal advantage, that now really surely makes Leeds favourite. Right, Paul, you have got a minute to apologise to me for saying I know you want Leeds to lose, or I will block you. Don't you dare anybody accuse me of watching a game from anything other than a neutral position. If you think that's the case, go now. Leave. I'm just giving my opinion on what I think. Don't you dare accuse me of not being neutral. I don't want you here if that's what you think. Let's have a look. Fair yellows, but annoying that happens often, doesn't get booked all of the time. Could be a game changer. Looked harsh, especially in the air. What have we got? Elbow, forearm. Looked at him before. Yeah, I know. You can look at someone. You still got to swing the arm, haven't you? Here is Somerville. Just one back by Huddersfield. I really don't get this argument of he looked at him. Doesn't matter. You know, you can look at somebody all day. You've then still got to foul them. And my argument there is I need to see the arm swing, to be honest, for it to be a deliberate elbow. You can't just be positioning yourself to head the ball. Thank you, Paul. I won't block you, mate. Don't you dare, though, accuse me of being biased. I'm watching the game as a neutral. I'm giving my opinion. If you don't like my opinion because of a bias that you have, that's on you. Don't you even dare accuse me of not being balanced, because I've been doing this for 5 years and I am balanced, I tell you, and I will not be told otherwise. Throw in to Huddersfield. We're up to 52 minutes of the 9 stoppage time. And here come Huddersfield with the 10 men. Bergzog. Bergzog gets fouled by Grueff. Ref's just got to keep a lid on this, hasn't he? That wasn't a yellow card, but he's got to be careful he doesn't start dishing the yellow cards out willy-nilly. Louis, in all seriousness, how do you watch it neutral as an Ipswich fan? I'm grown up and I can control my emotions, which is especially difficult when you get people who have biases of their own projecting them onto me. Take a look at yourself in the mirror if you're doing that. I work damn hard at this. Free kick then. Thomas whips it in near post. Another good delivery. Rudoni, edge of the box, blocked by Nonto. And Bergzog wins another corner. Fair play to Huddersfield. They've gone down to 10. Could have crumbled then, couldn't they? But they're still going. It's going to be a long second half, I tell you, for Huddersfield, isn't it? And Sorba Thomas is going to take the corner. The 9 minutes of stoppage time is now up. In it comes, headed down at the far post. They win it again. And Meslier throws it out. Leeds quick counter attack. That's going in the stand. Danny Ward chasing all the way back, the striker. And here is Grueff. Rodon. Ruter. Here's Somerville into the box. We're still going. Ruter, edge of the box. Ruter hits the shot. That does not miss by much, does it? Drills it across left-footed. Just flashes past the post. Oof. Keeper was getting nowhere near that one. Woof. Flies past the post. And it is half-time. A thrilling Yorkshire derby here. Really got a bit spiky, didn't it? Between sort of 30 and 50 minutes. Leeds, I thought, were excellent for the first 10 minutes. Well on top. Then Huddersfield got back into it. Huddersfield started making the game, like I say, a bit snarky, a bit nasty, which is the way they wanted to play it. I said about 3 times, they need to stay on the right side of this, don't they? And not get themselves a red card. But more of that in a minute. Maybe a bit fortuitously. Jonathan Hogg, more from him in a second, smashes into Somerville, knocks Somerville into Nakayama. Nakayama gets injured. And then Hellick comes in. So Hellick wouldn't have been on the pitch if it wasn't for that. Hellick then scores from a Sorba Thomas set play, following that one in. And then of all the people, Jonathan Hogg, you would expect to be able to keep his head, gets himself a red card there. We can debate that after I come back from making my coffee. What I really need from everybody is, if we are going to debate a refereeing decision, I need cool heads. I need calm heads. I need you to not tell me the decision that works for your team. I need you to look at the evidence on the pitch. I'll give my opinion. It's borderline, whatever it is. You can argue it my way. You can argue it your way. My take always on elbows is I need to see it swing for it to be a strike. And I think Hogg, maybe he was trying to be a bit clever, was sort of, I'm going to let him know I'm there, but I'm not going to swing the elbow. And at worst, I'll get whistled for a foul. I think the ref took a look at that and thought he swung the elbow. But again, we can debate that in 4 minutes when I get back. But let's just all keep calm about it. You don't need to use silly language and exaggerate how bad the elbow was or not, either way. That doesn't tend to work in a sensible debate. We actually say what happens and, sort of discuss that there. But again, if we're going to be able to debate that, we need people to not lose their heads, which we may have seen in the chat already. But half-time, it is 1-0 to Huddersfield. Let me give you the numbers. If FootMob's going to load for me. And then get your questions in. Get your takes on that second yellow for Hogg. If I can sense that's probably where the debate is going. There we go. Okay, 76% possession Leeds, 0.45, 0.78 on the XG. I assume most of that is the goal. Let me just click on that. There you go, 0.38 of that. So just about half is the goal for Hellick. 8 shots to 3 in Huddersfield's favour. Look at that, 5 shots to 1 on target. Remember, Meslier made a couple of really nice saves from Rudoni in the space of about 2 minutes. 5 corners to 2. Huddersfield have played it pretty well. It's been pretty aggressive, and they've tried to play their game their way. You don't blame them, do you, when you're up against 9 wins on the trot Leeds on the run they're on with the squad and the attacking players they've got. But the red card at the end of the half does really, really change things. Get your questions in. Get your points in. Maybe if we can calm it down, because this spikiness in the game definitely seemed to be getting into the chat. But I'll be happy to debate anybody. You feel free to express your opinions. Just remember, in order to be heard, you don't need to either shout loudest or exaggerate for effect. If anything, that will put me off reading out your comments. Right, I am going to go and make myself a cup of coffee for half time. I'm going to be back in 3 minutes and 49 seconds. I want you to get your comments in, get your questions in, get your takes in. Be right back. Go make yourself a cup of tea. Go and chill out as well. See you in a sec. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is Huddersfield 1, Leeds 0 at half time, but controversial. Much talked about second yellow card for Jonathan Hogg. Let's go to questions and comments. Let's have a look in here. Who are the standout players from the first half? It's difficult, isn't it? It's not really been that type of game. It's been a bit of a fight rather than standout players. So I suppose you'd look at, I think Gray's played well in a couple of the big moments, hasn't he? The Leeds right back, who's really a central midfielder, isn't he? Made that big 1v1 tackle v Sorba Thomas. And he's looked really good going forward as well. What else have we got here? To be fair to the ref, says Luke, if he's unsure, he can get the Lino's opinion. He hasn't the luxury of a camera. No, it's all got to be done off the cuff with one look, hasn't it? What else have we got in the chat? Ben is as neutral as Switzerland. It takes a lot of work, but I try and be as neutral. I try and give my opinion. And as you can see, it gets very enraging when people who do have a clear bias project their own bias on me because they don't like my opinion. Go figure that way out. Best way to attack Leicester. I would say Leicester do flag towards the end of games a little bit, don't they? Just hang in there. And as in the games I've seen between Leeds recently and Leicester and Ipswich and Leicester, if you're only a goal away, there's a chance at the end you could get something, couldn't you? Let's scroll up. Bid on Knights. What did I miss? Plenty, Poker God. Plenty. A real gnarly Yorkshire derby. Huddersfield nicking a set play goal. A red card at the end of the first half. Second yellow for Jonathan Hogg. Let's have a look here. 1-0 to Huddersfield and then down to 10 men is a pretty good reflection of the first half. Now that I can get on board with. Yeah, I think as a reflection of the whole first half, Huddersfield were clearly trying to make it an aggressive, spiky game, weren't they? I will agree with that. I'm just not certain on that second yellow card for Hogg. I think if we're all very grown up about it, you can have the debate. It could be a yellow card. It could not be a yellow card. It is what it is. I just wonder whether the ref just got a little bit of adrenaline going there and pulled out the yellow very quickly. What else have we got here? Sean, Huddersfield playing in a derby. Absolutely, Leeds to play. That's a good way of putting it. Huddersfield are trying to play a derby. Leeds are playing their normal game. Will, there's lots of swearing in there, and then he's asked me not to ban him from the chat. So I'll say, okay, Will, I won't put it up and I won't ban you either. I don't want to ban anybody in the chat. Just don't insult me or anybody else in the chat and you'll be fine. Express your opinion. Don't feel that you have to express what is a subjective opinion as a fact, because frankly, to me and probably most of the people, if you express a subjective opinion as a fact, you just look a bit of a jerk, really, don't you? You look a bit arrogant, don't you? If it's a subjective opinion, like, for example, I have tried to say things like, I don't think it was a yellow card, but I understand if you do, it could have gone either way. Things like that. And you're entitled to think it was a yellow card if I don't. What else have we got in here? Right. Huddersfield did exactly what they needed to, but even though he's giving cards, refers, yeah, he's got to be careful, hasn't he? I don't know whether he's lost it, but it was definitely on the edge, wasn't it? There was a lot of sledging between players. I thought it was Nonto that was going to get red carded. He was really kind of putting himself about, wasn't he? What else have we got here? I missed the incident. No comment. Well done, Math. Very much enjoyed the impartiality rant. In fairness, the vast majority of Leeds fans are well balanced and got a chip on both shoulders. There you go. What else have we got? Joe, I think it's a 50-50 call. Exactly. Yeah, I'll accept the argument either way. If you think it's a yellow, I can understand. If you think it's not, I can understand. It's right down the middle, isn't it? Decisions like that always look worse at full speed. The army's moving back, so the referee sees the movement in fear pose direction is given. There you go. What a nicely balanced view by Joe. He thinks it was a yellow, but it's definitely a 50-50 call. Definitely a red. Could have killed him. There you go. Fortunately, JC is making his sarcasm very clear in the comments there. What else have we got You can't be more neutral than Switzerland. Sometimes it's good to come off the fence. Oh, I don't sit on the fence. I just give my opinion. I don't know how I could be less on the fence by immediately saying in real time, oh, I don't think that's a yellow card. Let me look at the replay. Oh, I'm not sure about that. So if I was on the fence, I'd go, oh, it's a 50-50. It's either way. But there you go. I try and give my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their view, aren't they? There was probably intent there from Hogg. The importance of the game makes it much more tense. It's difficult with intent. Hogg is very experienced and very clever. What I suspect you're right. There probably was some intent in terms of I'm going to leave a mark here, but I'm not going to swing my arm so I don't get booked. I think that was what he was trying to do. That's my humble opinion. I can't read his mind. Only he knows, really, doesn't he? We've got a substitution, a blue card. There we go. Just Joe swearing. Has Joe lost the plot as well? There we go. Even down to 10, Huddersfield could still nick another from a 7. Well, that's a fair point, Steve, isn't it? Huddersfield are just going to come out, try and keep the intensity up. They're going to try and force the referee into sending off a Leeds player, which any other team would frankly do, wouldn't they? Alex Matos in for Danny Ward. Their second yellow card was one of those some refs do. So, well, exactly. Yeah. And I think if everybody's honest, we all know could have been a yellow, could have been, could have not. By that process, is that intent? I think inside his head but he was trying not to exhibit intent because let's be honest, Mark, with intent, all we can do is judge what we see. Nobody knows, do they? I'm trying to second guess what he was actually thinking. So, yeah, I think he probably had intent to leave something there. And let's be honest, come on, there's been about 10 tackles in this game where players have left one on their opponent. It's just what you get in a derby, isn't it? But there you go. Right, we are going to move on. I'm closing that chapter. He's been red carded. Everybody's going to have to just deal with it now. That's the ref's decision, and there's probably no point debating it any longer. And I respect, even though I've had a bit of disrespect for my opinion, I respect everybody else's opinion. If you think it was a 10-year prison sentence, or if you don't think it was a foul, I respect any of that if you can give a cogent argument to back that up. We are off in the second half. So it is 11 versus 10 now, and Leeds looking for a 10th win on the trot. I think if they score early in this half, I think it's going to swing heavily in their favour with the 10 vs 11. Huddersfield have just, frankly, got to hang in there, haven't they? Here is Griff. We'll run through the teams one more time. Matos is now on as well for Huddersfield. Here comes Nonto. Nonto inside to Grove. Here's Nonto again. Ruter skips inside his man. Ruter into the box, sorts it out, hits it on his left foot and shanks it well wide of the post. He is so dangerous, Ruter. I might have taken a deflection, actually. So dangerous, isn't he? Dribbling into the box. As I said, bit unorthodox, bit unpredictable. Did it take a deflection or not? I don't know what's been given. I think he just sliced it, didn't he? Yeah. So throw in to Huddersfield. Cannot believe Nonto still on. He did look like he was losing his head. But if they can channel that, it'll be like a machine in the second half, won't he? Cross comes in from the left. Nonto gets in there. Headed away by Kusumo. Knocked away, looking for Thomas. Just overplayed. They're going to have precious few chances, you would think, Huddersfield to counter-attack, aren't they? Need to use the ball a bit better than that because you'd imagine Leeds are going to have a whole lot of possession this half. Firpo. Somerville turned over. Kasumu to Thomas, 1v1 with Gray. Going to try and run him down the left wing. Well played, Thomas. He just gets Huddersfield up the pitch, tries to put the cross in, wins the corner. That's absolutely brilliant from Thomas. When you're 10 versus 11 and you're probably relying on set plays, that's the way forward, isn't it? Carry the ball down the pitch and try and win a set play. It's exactly what he did. Going to be a long half, this for Huddersfield. 10 versus 11, but they do have a 1-goal lead. In comes the corner then from Thomas. Headed by Leeds, but he couldn't get anything on it. And Archie Gray boots that clear down the ground. I think Spencer's going to have to play that, isn't he? Nonto, good bit of pressing that, forces him into booting it into the stand. Ben, what are your thoughts on Cifuentes? Well, he's doing a very good job, isn't he? Definitely got them trending up. And QPR out of the bottom three. Good luck away at Leicester, obviously. They're a freak show of a squad, aren't they, Leicester? But the long term, it looks good for QPR, doesn't it? Here's Ampadu for Leeds. Somerville just pokes that into the 6-yard box with the outside of his foot, and Nichols comes out, lands on it. And Huddersfield have lasted 5 minutes in this half with 10 men. We're going to be ticking them off 5 by 5, aren't they, I think? Here comes Nonto down the right. Gray, Gruth, Firpo. Somerville, edge of the box. Somerville tries a clever little pass into Bamford, but they're going to keep the attack going. Crossed in by Firpo and deflected out by Pearson. Corner to Leeds on the old match bingo. The first line has gone. Look at me in the middle line there. I've got the middle square as well, don't I? Unbelievable scenes. I've got the 6 minutes stoppage time there. Corner for Leeds. Which Somerville is going to take. 51:04 on the clock. Huddersfield 1, Leeds 0. Huddersfield down to 10 men. Oh, nice, clever corner. Grueff knocks it into Nonto. Nonto tries to cross it on. And clever play by Bergzog. Just gets in front of Kamara. And Kamara fouls him. Huddersfield are going to be able to get everybody up the pitch a little bit. Rudoni keeps it in. Long kick away by Nichols. And there's one in the channel for Nonto to chase. That's a hell of a ball if he catches up with that, but he's not going to. Out it goes. Nonto turns around and says, I'm not that quick. And then gives the thumbs up. Thrown down the line by Spencer. And they've got themselves some yardage. Huddersfield are going to try and take as long as they can over each and every throw-in and set play they get. They were trying to speed the game up, Huddersfield, weren't they, in the first half, try and make it as aggressive as possible, but they may be doing the opposite here in the second half, where they're defending this lead with 10 men. Nonto tries to get round his man. No foul given. Nonto's on the deck, and it's a foul by Ruter. Yeah, it's just nothing in that at all, is there? Nonto goes down holding his face. He's definitely been somewhat of a provocateur, Nonto. Here's a rare Huddersfield attack. It's a Bergzog trying to get around Gray, who's played really well, hasn't he? Right back, young Gray. Huddersfield defending in, what did Alan Hansen used to say? Play the percentages. Anything around 50-50, it's going in the stand. Get it away. Here is Somerville. Oh, nice reverse ball by Somerville. Firpo crosses in. Bamford there on the near post. Bamford got a touch on it. I think he's going to try and spin on the near post and try and force the left foot shot. Couldn't quite get hold of it, could he? Bradford game off. Waterlogged pitch. It's that kind of weekend, isn't it, eh? 55 gone. Huddersfield have survived another 5 minutes with 10 men in this second half. And Lee Nichols is going to take the goal kick. Doesn't get too much distance on that. And it's one back near halfway. Kamara, who seemed to drag it back and fall over then. Ref was ready with the whistle, but nothing given in the end. And now he has whistled Ampadu for a foul on Rudoni. Every time a Huddersfield player wins a throw-in or a foul or anything, they're giving it the big one to the crowd, saying, make some noise. Not much in that, I don't think. Ampadu just slightly late, just caught him. Ben, we can't win in the pink kit. Have Leeds not won in the pit? They must have. Get James on now. I'm sure we'll get some substitutions coming soon. Seen plenty of Daniel Farker managing, particularly in his Norwich days. Definitely goes for it. Jack Rudoni has just tied a quadruple knot in his boot to try and waste some time. We got a close-up of it from Sky Sports. And Sorba Thomas is going to swing this free kick in. Leeds get the first contact. Edge of the box is Kasumu, hits it on the volley into the stand behind the goal. Bristol City 0, Cardiff 1, says my mobile phone. Looks like Cardiff have taken the lead at Ashton Gate. If anyone's got a goal scorer for me on that one, do let me know. Erratic Bristol City, that'd be a great win. Horrible ball there into the channel by Gray. It's gone all the way out. And Nichols will again take his sweet time with a goal kick. Nonto went and got the ball, as Bamford did a minute ago, and sticks it in the 6-yard box as if to say, come on, lad, hurry up. .57:45 on the clock. Matty in St Andrews now watching this game. How have you got phone signal in St Andrews, Matty? I'm impressed. I never have phone signal at football matches. Ampadu. Bit heavy, that one. It's going to be a corner, isn't it? I think he just ran it out of play. And Rudoni again trying to amp the Huddersfield crowd up. Blindingly obvious, we keep saying it. Huddersfield want it. Aggressive, spiky, set plays, crowd behind them, etc., etc. How do you pronounce his name? NG with the goal. Is that right? Dempsey Dozy, the scorer. NG, there you go. Thank you. For Cardiff, Sorba Thomas is going to take the corner, as expected. In it comes. Headed goalwards, not far wide, actually, from Pearson. There's the man on the post there, so I assume he knew it was going wide. Both the keeper and, who was it? It's Gray coming back. Oh, that doesn't miss by much, does it? Crikey. They both seem to give the idea that they knew that one was missing. Rodon. Gruev. Rodon back to Ampadu. Leeds are about to make a double sub, if my eyes are not deceiving me. Firpo, Kamara, Gruev, Rodon. They've got the spare man, so the centre-backs may as well step out. Nonto coming in off the right. Nonto. Kamara. Firpo. Firpo knocks it inside. Somerville in the box. Somerville low cross. Good clearance by Hellick. Oh, just building up some pressure now, Leeds. So I think you lot are saying in the chat, yeah, Perry NG is the goal scorer for Cardiff. Bristol City 0, Cardiff 1 in the other championship game that's going on right now. That's a police early kickoff alongside this TV early kickoff. Ruter slaloming around towards the edge of the box. Kamara, lovely drag back. Somerville looked offside to me. We've played on though. And Hellick boots that as far down the ground as he can. And Bergzog's done really well to make something of it. Chases it all the way down. Look at that pressing from Bergzog. He'll get a big round of applause from the Huddersfield end for that. But alas, Leeds come away with the ball. 60 minutes on the clock now. Somerville. Somerville tries to poke that into Kamara. Rudoni just gets the block on it. My thoughts on Jack Clark out for 6 weeks. That's terrible news. I'm a huge fan of Jack Clark. I was at the Spygate game, the Derby Leeds game, and I looked at Jack Clark that night and I thought, my God, that guy's good. He's going to play for England. Right. It's Roberts, James, and Piru coming on for Leeds. Out come Gray, Kamara, and Nonto. So a treble sub from Daniel Farker, and just so much quality in this Leeds squad. Piru just talking to Ruter. Presumably they're deciding who's playing number 10 or giving instructions who's playing number 10, who's playing number 9. So Roberts is obviously going to go and play right back. James will play wide. Remember, Bamford is still on. So Leeds essentially have got 3 strikers on now in Bamford, Pirro, and Ruter. Matos drives away, kind of falls over in installments there. So basically, I think we saw this actually. What Leeds game did I do when they ended up with basically one central midfielder? I think it might have been the end of the game against Plymouth in the FA Cup. I covered Leeds. And I think he's doing the same thing here, Farker, where I think Joel Piru will kind of drop into central midfield every now and then. But essentially, he's just going to float around and try and get as far forward as he can. And if he can get forward, Piru, and join Ruter and Bamford, then Leeds will have 3 strikers on. Ruto has just got booked. That one looked a bit stiff as well, didn't it? Kind of a little arm in the lower back. I think I agree with Farker. It was a foul, but I don't think it was a yellow card, was it? And the ref does have to be careful here. He can't now book player B because he sent off player A in the first half. But we all know, that happens. Farker's chantering away. I think I make him right, actually, Farker. I don't think that was a yellow card on Ruter, but ho-hum. Watching from China, Ryan. Lovely to have you. Griff. Out wide it goes to Roberts. Piri's popped up on the right wing. It's crossed into the 6-yard box. Now that is a foul by Ruter. Just jumped into the back of Pearson there. And Huddersfield are coming up for, keep adding on the 5 minutes for Huddersfield, who just need to try and hang in there, don't they, with 10 men here against a Leeds United side with 9 straight wins. And they are now coming up 65 minutes. Ruter's got to be a bit careful. I don't think he should have gone into the book, but he's just committed another foul straight after. Nichols kicks it long. Ridoni. Firpo wins it off him. And here comes Somerville driving forward from the left. Somerville, lovely little clip over the top looking for Firpo. And Nichols does well. Leeds just absolute all-out attack here now. Centre-halves pretty much stepping up into midfield. The fullbacks can just be forward all game. Joel Pirro seems to be in a free role where without the ball, he drops into central midfield. But they've basically just got 3 strikers on now, Leeds as well, haven't they? If you count Ruter, Bamford and Pirro all as strikers. Although here comes James. We haven't mentioned him yet, have we? James down the right. James tries to cross it early. Tries to get his rebound. Cleared away by Huddersfield. It's knocked back in. Rodon is all alone in his own half. Teams coming through now. If you do have team news from any of the games, and you could do like Marlon has done there, and Marlon will be very pleased to see Flynn Downs back for Southampton. They've been missing him. Here's Somerville. Lee says 4 for the full house. Lee, I think I'm the same as well. Look at that. How about that? I do need a 5th sub from Leeds. How many have they made already? 3. Oh, into the box now. Roberts crosses it, and there is the equalizer. Patrick Bamford sticks the ball into the back of the net and runs quickly back towards halfway. Roberts makes the impact as he did the other day in the Leicester game. Gets the assist, and Bamford slides it into the net. And now here come Leeds looking for the 10th straight win. Bamford, the scorer, is Huddersfield 1, Leeds United 1. Roberts getting in there, drills it in nice and low. I think they did do the steal. I think he did look onside, didn't he? Bamford just holding his run, and Leeds get the equaliser. And yeah, you would now very much expect them to go on and win the game with the 11 versus 10 and 20 minutes to go. Although I guess it took them 20 minutes to score. So if Huddersfield can hold out another 20 minutes, then, well, takes you to near the end of the game, but you'd imagine Leeds are going to come very strong now. Huddersfield 1, Leeds 1. Goal is James. Blocked out from making the cross by Spencer, but corner to Leeds. Travis and Sarmiento starting for Ipswich. There you go. There's a Millwall team in there as well. And that is a QPR team. Thank you for getting all of these in. Corner for Leeds United, which Dan James is going to take right-footed. Swings it out. Headed away. Did he get fouled there, Leeds? I don't think it's been given. He wanted it. Leeds take the throw in quickly. Here's Somerville. Somerville out to Roberts. James. Nice little outside of the foot to Piru. Tries to play it back to James, who's super quick, but not that quick. So Pat Bamford with the equalising goal for Leeds. Connor Roberts again. I think Daniel Farker said after that Leicester game, Roberts is always there with contributions, goals and assists. And he's got another one off the bench there. I'm going to say Swansea. Then the Burnley right back on loan, Connor Roberts. There, thanks, Matty, is your Birmingham team for today. Here's Thomas trying to dribble forward for Huddersfield. Or loose ball by Thomas, and Piru grabs it and tries to slip it behind for the lightning quick James. That's excellent defending from him. I tell you, he looks quite a good player, doesn't he? This young lad, Spencer, for Huddersfield. First time I've seen him play, and yeah, impressive player for his age, very much. Nichols blasts that into the sky. And Bergzog, poor fella, is just chasing shadows there with it. 10 versus 11. And Leeds just circulating the ball around him. And yeah, they're getting it forward nice and efficiently and quickly now, aren't they, Leeds? Firpo. Somerville. Somerville crosses low. Good ball cleared away by Leeds. And Ridoni gets the foot, and it's going to be a throw-in to Leeds United, who are, frankly, all over Huddersfield. Huddersfield are going to bring in a double sub as we come up 72 minutes. Karoma and Headley are coming in. Spencer's coming off. I think he's played well. Probably just knackered now. Karoma comes in for Bergzog, who has run his proverbial socks off, as football fans like to say. In comes Josh Karoma. And I suppose it's a bit of dribbling prowess for Huddersfield as well, because their only hope really at the moment of getting the ball up the pitch is either one in the channel for Bergzog or Thomas carrying it himself up the ground. Ampadu. Rodon. Ampadu. Firpo. Somerville. Somerville back to Ampadu. Grueff. Rodon. Ampadu. complete attack against defence. This Pirro drills the shot in. And when it is attack against defence, and when it is 10 against 11, you'll often hear managers say, no, play the extra pass, take the extra pass. And they probably won't be pleased with Pirro blasting one at goal from 30 yards there. I think Patrick Bamford just explaining that to Joel Pirro. There's time. Don't worry. There's going to be plenty of the ball for Leeds, isn't there? Need to be patient, even though it might not feel that way, I guess, in the game. Big header by Ampadu. Oh, played forward, and there's a flying sort of. Oh no, the offside flag went up, but looked like a hell of a clearance there to stop Somerville getting in on the shoulder there, down the left wing. Guys, thank you so much for all your support here today. We are going to do a like spike in a minute. So hold your trigger finger on the likes. We've got 128 likes. I wonder if we can get close to 150. That would be sensational. You got 9 seconds if you're watching right now to hit the like button. We call this a like spike. If anyone is such an avid viewer of the channel that they can hum along with the like spike theme, I'm well impressed with that. Thank you for all your support. And it does really help if you hit the like button. Helps us in the kind of YouTube rankings world. I know that stuff's boring, but it doesn't matter to us people on the other end. Somerville, Firpo, Somerville, Bamford. All nice football. And yeah, Pearson just has to hoof that into the stand. And that's what I was talking about, the extra pass. That's the way Leeds are going to score. They'll score a tap-in rather than a 30-yarder, won't they? And they've got themselves a corner. 75 minutes on the clock. Leeds looking for a 10th straight win. Remember, Huddersfield have one fewer players. And they have done since before the second half started. In comes the corner, all bouncing around. Silver Thomas just boots it up into the sky. I don't think that's even going to clear the box, but headed away by Leeds. Out it goes onto the right wing. Ruter. Roberts tries to cross it. Headley got there. I think Headley blocked and then it bounced back off Roberts and out for a goal kick. Thank you for all of your support again. The like spike. We are at 147. That's tremendous. So hopefully we'll reach 150 before we go. Also, thank you for your support for Beer 52 as well. Remember down the bottom there, you can get that crate of beer for free. You just have to pay the postage. Beer 52, beer52.com/bloom. You cover the postage, £5.95, and you get 8 worldwide beers. You get some bar snacks and a free magazine. Here comes Somerville down the left. Somerville crosses. No handball appeal there. I just wonder where that hit Pearson, but I'm sure we'll get a replay from Sky if it was anywhere near his arm. Ampadu. Firpo. Somerville. Somerville crosses back stick. That's well judged by Headley, who didn't want to touch that, but he also didn't want to give a chance away on his blind side. .77 gone. Huddersfield 1, Leeds 1. Tense stuff. You know there's going to be more chances for Leeds, I say plural, in this last 13 minutes. Really, the question is, how big are the chances they make? Can they take one? Huddersfield just trying to cling on here with the 10 men since before half-time. Ampadu. Rodon. Roberts. Ampadu. Again, complete attack against defence, I tell you. Here's Somerville, who's getting loads of space here. Somerville. Bristol City 1, Cardiff 1. Bristol City have equalised at Ashton Gate in the early police game. Bristol City 1, Cardiff 1. Oh no, disallowed. Fake news. Ignore everything I just said. Still Cardiff 1-0 according to my mobile phone. Ampadu. Down the line to Firpo. Huddersfield just chasing shadows here. Leeds completely dominating the ball. Firpo. Bamford, who got the equaliser. Somerville again steps inside the box, tries to nutmeg Pearson and play it into Firpo again. Somerville digs out the cross, right-footed, and again, Headley can just let that one fade out and drop out of play. He's given a corner, actually, has he? Don't know. Headley's complaining. I'm not sure who that touched, but again, I'm sure we'll see a replay. Headley needs to get his head in the game, though, because he's not concentrating in terms of his defensive work. Now, was it a corner? And it comes from James. Oh, it's headed goalwards and over the bar. That would have been talked about if they'd scored from the corner. It was a rooter, wasn't it? Decent chance there, actually. God, look at Pirro and Thomas both wrestling each other there. As we come up, 80 minutes. The 10 men of Huddersfield have 10 minutes plus stoppage time to try and cling on to this 1-1 scoreline they have got. Pirro knocks that into Roberts. Looks like Roberts got fouled. The referee lets that one go. Firpo. Somerville heading down the line. Into the box, Somerville. Hits the shot right-footed, deflected. It's going to be a corner to Leeds, who in this second half, just about, 78% possession across the game. Second half up at 80%. It's just been all Leeds with the 11 versus 10. It's only up 2% from the first half, but they were behind going into half-time, of course, weren't they? Dan James going to take the corner. In it goes to the back post. That is a tremendous punch by Nichols, who is obviously going to stay down. We hope he's okay. I suspect he is okay. It's a great punch, wasn't it? Got loads of distance. I think Daniel Farker's suggesting he might be playing for a bit of time here and trying to just slow down. Or can you slow down someone's momentum? I guess you can. Stick a fork in Leeds United's momentum here. Just seeing the goals again. Hellick in first half stoppage time. And Bamford on 67. Both from pretty much the exact square foot of grass on the pitch, weren't they? In that 6-yard box, that particular end of the John Smith's Stadium. All of this will add to a probably very nervous part or stoppage time at the end of the game. If it's still 1-1 at that point. Ampadu knocks that against Firpo, and the throw-in is taken quickly, looking for Karoma. Couldn't quite take advantage of that, and they're fairly more forward than they have been all half Huddersfield, but Leeds can't play through them at that specific moment. Rodon's done really well there to get through the press. Just dribbles by his man. And Pirou knocks it out to Somerville. Nice looking attack this for Leeds. Somerville tries to play it into the centre. It's cleared away. Rudoni's done well to just nick that off Joel Pirou. Rudoni plays into the channel where it's all Huddersfield have really got, haven't they? Karoma chases, but literally 1 against 2. There is the Sunderland lineup. Thank you. Away the lads. Said in my very southern voice. Roberts. Ampadu. Firpo. Somerville. Firpo knocks that into the box. Pirou knocks it into Somerville. Somerville falls on the deck. Didn't look like there was any kind of foul in there. And it's cleared away. Sky are telling us that 53% of Leeds' second half attacks have come down Somerville's side on the left. Obviously, the goal came down the right-hand side, didn't it? Huddersfield, fair player, pushed right up to sort of 10 metres from halfway line there, trying to squeeze up. But, yeah, they've got to manage this very carefully with 10 versus 11, haven't they, Huddersfield? Pirou, little kind of flick back with the outside of his foot to Roberts. Ampadu. Firpo, crossing position. Firpo puts it in. Bamford on the near post. Rudoni is going to clear it. There's a really good tackle behind Bamford, who was looking for another tap in the 6-yard box. As we come up 85 minutes. Rodon. Pirou. Ruter, edge of the box. Ruter, his Firpo shooting chance. Firpo knocks it on. Somerville inside the box. Somerville sorts out the right foot shot. Oh, he's hit the post. Wow. So close for Leeds there. Somerville's been so good for them this season. He scored loads of goals coming in off the left. He's unlucky there, isn't he? He holds on to it. He holds on to it. I'm thinking definite goal there. Doesn't do a lot wrong, does he? Curls it, kisses the post and goes wide. Huddersfield get away with one there. Leeds hit the post. Jaden Anthony is on for Junior Firpo. We have got like the most attacking Leeds team you could possibly imagine here. I assume Anthony's just going to play left back because they're not doing any defending. And Leeds have got about 3 wingers and 3 strikers on now. They desperately want to grab the 3 points, don't they? Although here comes Rudoni down the right. That's going to be a Huddersfield throw off Ampadu. And Huddersfield are going to take their sweet time taking this throw in. Pearson coming forward to grab it. I assume they're going to throw it into the corner. It's exactly what they've done. I wondered whether Anthony touched that. It's gone out for a goal kick. A bit of a half-hearted appeal, so maybe he didn't. And Leeds can try and launch another of many attacks in this second half. 87-20 on the clock. Ampadu for Leeds, who have gone all-out attack for about the last 15 minutes already and just stuck a winger at left back as well. Roberts, Pirou. Pick your ex-Swansea player, right? Roberts, James and Pirou all used to play for the Swans. Anthony crosses in right-footed on the near post. James kind of jumped over it, which confused the defenders behind him. Huddersfield haven't been able to clear. Here's Anthony again. Ampadu. Nice ball by Ampadu. to Somerville, who just hit the post a couple of minutes ago. 88 gone now. Somerville hits the deck, no foul. Roberts has got it on the right wing for Leeds. Rodon knocks it into Ampadu. We know the pattern. There's no point me explaining. Just attack versus defence. The only question for Leeds, can they score? The only question for Huddersfield, can they cling on? Cross goes in. Another big punch from Nichols in goal. That's tremendous play by Joe Rodon. Just backheels it to beat Sorba Thomas. Huddersfield trying to get a press on, but they just must be absolutely knackered by now, playing this entire second half with 10 men after Jonathan Hogg red carded, 2 yellow cards in the first half of the experienced captain. That is a poor cross from Dan James, who's popped up on the left wing now. And Nichols lands on top of it. Full time at Ashton Gate, Bristol City 0, Cardiff City 1. Andre Brighton-Writer applauds his Huddersfield players. They are up to minute 89 now, although you'd imagine there's going to be a fair old chunk of stoppage time. There always is. Ampadu wins the header and Karoma challenges him. Bounces off Ampadu and it's a Huddersfield throw-in, 89:30 on the clock. Matty Pearson is pretending he doesn't know that he has to take this throw-in. Trying to kill some more time. As we head towards the 90-minute mark, thrown down the line again. And this time, Anthony definitely gets a touch on it. And it's another throw-in for Huddersfield. Up comes the 90-minute mark. How much stoppage time will there be? 6 minutes of stoppage time. If you're a Huddersfield fan, you want that to go as quickly as possible. If you're a Leeds fan, you want the exact opposite. 6 added minutes. Anthony's got it in the left-back area. He kicks it against Rudoni and out it goes for a Leeds United throw-in. 6 minutes of minimum stoppage time is going to be played here at the John Smiths. Is there going to be a big chance for Leeds in this one? Logic says there probably might well be. Can they take it? Headley against James. James has done well. James down the right-hand side and he forces the corner. Headley's disappointed with himself because he let James nick it off him. Corner for Leeds United, which Dan James is going to take. Bamford is in there. Ruter is in there. Rodon will be up. Ampadu will be up. Leeds looking for a 10th straight win. They need a late goal. If they're going to do it, goes into the near post. Somerville has got it inside the box. Somerville curls the shot into Hellick. Kind of the fans behind the goal gave a handball shout, but that definitely wasn't, was it? I think Hellick got his arms by his sides nicely there. There's a chance on the near post, weren't there? Let's see who it was arriving. It was Groove. Here is Roberts. Ampadu. Ampadu to Somerville. Somerville to Anthony. Somerville again. Corner of the box. Ampadu. Ampadu taps it into Piru. Roberts. James on the right-hand side. Huddersfield just clinging on. In comes the cross. Rudoni heads it clear. And we've got a bit... Oh, no, we don't have a Huddersfield break. There's a foul on Griff by Karoma. And Leeds wisely just take the free kick straight away. Keep the ball moving. Keep Huddersfield defending and on the move. 2 Leeds players getting in each other's way there. And Karoma lands on the ball. Huddersfield have possession for the first time in what seems like about 15 minutes. Kasumu. Karoma draws the foul. Very clever play. He waited for the tackle, and that will take us over the 93-minute mark. 3 minutes of the minimum 6. Karomi knew exactly what he's doing. Anthony's not a fullback, as he's been put on to try and attack for Leeds. And Huddersfield have a free kick and a chance to just get up the pitch and stem the endless flow of Leeds United attacks. Can't believe they've sent Hellick forward, actually, Huddersfield. So I guess they're going to try and stick this into the penalty box. Silver Thomas is going to whip it in. They're all up, actually. Lees, Pearson. Thomas whips it to the back stick. I think Hellick was there. Now, they don't want to get counter-attacked on now, Huddersfield, but they're going to, aren't they? Here's Bamford. Oh, terrible dive in there by Headley. Had to foul Bamford afterwards. Really silly because the counter-attack was then on. Takes the yellow card. Those are the fouls that my chat hates here. Those deliberate, it's just a rugby tackle by Headley, isn't it? Stopping the counter-attack. Nailed on yellow card, wasn't it? Anthony knocks it to Ampadu. Ampadu swings the cross in. Headley heads it away to the, well, doesn't even make the touchline. Roberts knocks that one back. Nice ball inside. Rodon trying to get into the box, and Huddersfield land on the ball with Karoma. Thomas, who's maybe been their best player, Huddersfield, hasn't he? And a big giveaway there out from the back. 94-37 on the clock. Huddersfield clinging on in there. That's a clever throw, though. And Ruter is all the way down by the corner flag. Now, Ruter. Somerville. Rodon. 95 minutes past. Rodon, clever ball in there into the box again. Leeds. James Bamford hits the shot and sticks it wide of the post. Wow. It's 95-10 on the clock. If Huddersfield can kill 30 seconds taking the goal kick and then kick the ball into the other half, they're most of the way through stoppage time. Huddersfield 1, Leeds 1. Huddersfield have held out since half-time with 10 men. Jonathan Hogg red carded in the first half. Huddersfield fans, they're getting behind their team. Daniel Farker has sat down. The goal kick goes long. Can they win the first contact? No, Ampadu's won it. But Pearson wins the second one and does really well to boot it into the corner. Matos gets a touch on it. If they can play Thomas in, it's an attack here for Huddersfield. Thomas into the box. Thomas hits the shot and it's deflected for a corner. And it looks like the last attack of the game is actually going to be a Huddersfield corner, incredibly. And surely the whistle is going to go after this. We're past 96 minutes and Huddersfield have actually got an attacking corner to end the game here. Thomas is going to take it right-footed. Thomas puts it in. Good punch by Melier, who's played really well today. And there it is. Full time. The winning streak is over for Leeds United. It's pretty heroic, you have to say, from Huddersfield Town, who played with 10 men for the second half. Leeds, as you can imagine, utterly dominated the second half in terms of every metric I can throw at you, but they could not get the second goal in the first half. In first half stoppage time, Michael Hellick gave Huddersfield the lead. Jonathan Hogg got himself red carded, though, before half-time. 2 yellow cards. Leeds, as I say, dominated the second half. Pat Bamford got the goal. I think it was around the sort of 65, 70 minute mark. Leeds looked odds on to win it at that point, but just could not get the second goal. Let's be honest, it's an incredible run from Leeds comes to an end. It's no biggie to draw a game when you've won 9 on the trot. All runs have to end at some point, and that is what's happened for Leeds United. At Huddersfield, today, the league table looks like this. So Leeds move back. Well, I don't say back. They move ahead on points of Ipswich in second place. Ipswich play Plymouth at 3 p.m. Southampton are 6 points back from Leeds and 5 points back from Ipswich. They play at Birmingham with Leicester at home to QPR. There you go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for the 2 watch-alongs this weekend. We'll be back with the hot takes tomorrow. Thank you for all your support, all of your input, all of your likes. We will be, hot takes tomorrow. And we'll be here with Sam Parkin on Monday for the Championship Check-In podcast, where we'll round up the whole of the round in the EFL Championship. Thank you for watching. Huddersfield, hang on as Leeds' winning streak ends. Huddersfield 1, Leeds 1. We'll see you tomorrow for the hot takes.